everybody. Welcome back to the Mary Kay Madness. It is the last day. It is week 9. I am so sorry we have dragged it out for several months, and I know these are not popular, so it's tanking my channel, which is okay. But I just felt since we started with week 1, we have to do everything. So this is week 9. We're hopefully gonna do less Mary Kay, and I'm working on a company that is not giving me my money. Well, they're trying to get me to give them my money. Well, let's just say I am having trouble canceling my account after emailing them 5 times, then trying to message the owner on Instagram, trying to message the company on Instagram, leaving comments on the Instagram posts they make to be like, hey, can you look at your email and do something here? I mean, you've got time to post your Instagram. Anyways, this is not that. This is Mary Kay. Let's get into it. We all know the drill. I do my makeup while listening to this and wanting to shoot myself in the head. Let's go.
We're going live. Okay, well, hello everybody. This is Cleta Colson.
Also, before we go into this, I do make these little scrubby doos. I use them for tonics and everything. I'm getting sick and tired of how much I use, what do you say, cotton swabs. I used a lot to right here when my hand was broken to yeah, because they didn't put enough padding in for my thumb in the cast. So anyways, I make these. Let me know if you guys want me to sell them. I have Poshmark and an Etsy, so let me know. But yeah, I make them. They're cotton. They're awesome. Let's get into this. I think I need to turn up the volume on the TV. Yeah, I do. Because I'm a genius.
Here, better known as Cleta the Cheetah. And tonight is week number 9 in our Boss Babe series, our 2022 Boss Babe series. Can y'all believe it is this is the last one? So we'll be doing some other different things. Don't quit on us just because we're done with this one little thing. But just another little appreciation.
Oh God.
To my friend Carol.
It feels like she's doing the same apology I just did. Oh God.
Ronald, who did the workbook and had the whole idea with this. What a phenomenal job she did. And I want to make sure everybody knows. I did do the PowerPoint, but she did all the work. So anyway, and I want to give credit where credit is due. I've seen this Boss Babe series shared with other people, so I just want everybody to know who did it. So let's go ahead and start with, I'm going to share my screen with you. Okay, so tonight is week number 9, the final week, and we have 9 weeks to spark and increase your belief. And tonight is on Inspire Others. Inspire Others. And don't y'all just agree, Mary Kay? She's like the poster child.
Pretty much 9 weeks of indoctrination with, religious quotes and how great Mary Kay is. Most of us who've stuck through the series have, watched it. If you have stuck through all 9 weeks of this series, let me know. Comment down below. Tell me what you thought of it. Everything. Just let me know. I want to know what you guys think.
To be inspiring other people, right? And so I want to make sure I pull my chat up so I can see when you guys have something you want to say. So let's look at this. Mary Kay Ash was an inspiration. So Boss Babes, which is what all of us are, have a way of inspiring others. Mary Kay Ash is a perfect example of this. Her words and her actions, and perhaps most of all, her belief, inspire people around her. From the corporate staff to the sales force to people in her community, the way she lived her life, the way she treated others, inspired people to do their best and to believe bigger in themselves. And isn't that just so true? Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to read, and this is I will go ahead and say, this is a little bit of a lengthy read. And when I saw it in the workbook, I thought, that's a lot of pages to read. But it's a story. It's stories of Mary Kay. So it goes pretty fast. And there's things in here that...
When isn't it stories of Mary Kay? It's always stories of Mary Kay. I believe some of my titles were more stories of the dead lady.
I didn't know about Mary Kay. I've been in a long time. Stories that I've never heard. And, really, I can't wait to read the whole entire book. And this isn't a pass it on book.
Stories you never heard. Maybe they could be fabricated to make Mary Kay look better, PR agents. I'm going to shut up now and let the video.
By Jennifer Cook, who was her personal assistant for over 25 years, maybe longer than that. And so I want to read a little bit of this, and I want you to tell us some examples of some of the values that Mary Kay championed as you hear this, okay? So this is from Jennifer. It says, during the years I worked for her, I was always inspired by the many beautiful letters that Mary Kay received from Salesforce members and others that expressed how her commitment to putting God first had influenced their lives. People shared with Mary Kay how they'd either come to know Christ, had recommitted their lives to him, or had developed a deeper relationship with him because of her encouragement to put him first. On one of the 700 Club programs on which Mary Kay appeared, co-host Ben Kinchell interviewed members of the audience, many of whom were Mary Kay Salesforce members. They echoed the sentiments of so many whose lives have changed because of the influence of Mary Kay Ash. When Virginia Beach sales director Barbara Sawyer was asked what a Mary Kay career had done for her, she answered and said that it brought her closer to God, adding, "We have a sisterhood, and we are very close to Mary Kay. She is truly our mother. She wants us to reach our fullest potential and make as much money as we want to." Susan Smith from Portsmouth, Virginia, shared with the audience that the Mary Kay opportunity showed her that there are people out there who love God and love us, and we can be beautiful on the outside as well as on the inside. These testimonies brought Mary Kay more joy than growing the sales numbers. She was not interested in financial figures. She was interested in changing lives. To her, these were the company's real successes. Mickey Ivey, who was the national sales director, his husband was a pastor, related that God used her more as a Mary Kay businesswoman than he did as a pastor's wife. Women were intimidated by her role as a pastor's wife, but as a businesswoman, they felt a connection. I never tried to evangelize. I just expressed Mary Kay's principles, and God opened doors for me. I was part of the...
Wow, this is so religion heavy. Oh my God, I feel like a million brain cells have just blown up in my head. That's how I feel right now. That's what's going on in my head. I'm like, what? How? Really? Very, very culty shit here, and you guys have got to stop bringing in religion. Oh my God, this is why I wasn't comfortable in Mary Kay. As an atheist, when you get pushed on with all these things and you're like, listen, can we, separate religion from state, But yeah, because, even my family who's owned a business, we've never brought in religion. It's always logical, numbers, and cents.
Company that respected who I was and how I lived and gave me the freedom to live that way. Mickey would tell people that Mary Kay Incorporated asked the sales force to do something no other company had asked, to keep God first, family second, and career third. Mickey believed that women were not meant to live their lives in boxes, hopping from Christian to mother to career woman. Rather, they could roll their lives all into one ball as they live their faith 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Mary Kay taught Mickey that a woman doesn't have to separate all the areas in her life. My Mary Kay career blended with my Christianity, and my Christianity blended with my career. Church was very important to Mary Kay, so she was an active member of a local church. National Sales Director Jill Moore, Mickey's daughter, attended the same church as Mary Kay and recalls seeing her sitting on the front row every Sunday with Zig Ziglar's wife, Jean. While some people say they go to church, their attendance is sporadic. Jill noted, Mary Kay was there every Sunday, and she always sat in the same spot. One of the most dramatic stories of how God used Mary Kay.
Wow. I feel like right there is Christian shaming for people who don't go to church every Sunday. Like, example, my parents are Catholics, and they are believers, but they absolutely hate the corruption of the church. So, in their mind, they believe if they believe in Jesus and God and everything like that, and still worship him, and I would just say, more... They're more naturists, but with a God thing, if that makes any sense. Like, we never went to church. We went to the forest on Sunday. That's what we did with growing up. I literally can count 5 times we have been at church. Most of those times we're at Switzerland buying little knickknacks so we can put in our cars so we don't die. Anyways, that's my family. So I mean, I don't like the church shaming bit, Oh, you're not a true Christian if you don't come every week. That's very... I don't like that at all.
Okay. To change lives is that of Kathy Halou. And we've had her before on our boss bed calls. I mean, we've had a one night that we talked about her story. She's the National Sales Director Emeritus. Kathy won a Mary Kay skincare class on The Price is Right. It was a moment that completely changed her life. As Kathy recalls, I look back and see that God's plan for me was to win that skincare system instead of a Mazda. As a child, Kathy rode to church on Sunday.
Wait, it was a prize on The Price is Right? What? I've got to look this up. That is just weird. I got to write that down. That is just, woo. It's like MK, Price is Right. I feel like I have to always write MK Ultra, but I know it's not. If you guys are wondering why I'm like on such a buzz, it's my medication. Woo! I feel like I can do everything.
Church bus, but she never really understood the good news Jesus preached. Joining Mary Kay, Joining Mary Kay, Kathy met Susan Hubel, whose husband was a music minister at a local Baptist church. Kathy saw something in the Hubels she knew she didn't have. Although she couldn't put a label on it, she loved being around it. Kathy's Mary Kay Incorporated career began to soar, and others were interested in her business and her success story. Mary Kay herself called Kathy to ask her if she would speak at an upcoming leadership conference. Kathy was so scared about the idea of speaking before a large audience that made her sensitive through the phone. She asked Kathy, "May I ask you something? Do you know who Jesus is?" Kathy told her she'd been to church, but Mary Kay persisted. "But do you know him?" When Kathy asked what she meant, Mary Kay shared Jesus with her. After leadership conference speech, Pam Kelly, a sales director who Kathy did not know, sent her a Bible. In a note to Kathy, she wrote, "After hearing you speak, I know God is going to use you in a mighty way." Kathy started reading that Bible and her life changed. These three incidents, meeting the Hubels, hearing the good news of Jesus from Mary Kay, and receiving the Bible from Pam, all happened within Kathy's very first year in Mary Kay. God also had plans for Kathy's children. God had not only changed my life through Mary Kay, but he changed generations. I was raised by my parents who did not know the Lord. I raised my children differently. I began reading the Bible then. Now my grandchildren are being raised the same way. Over the years, God has raised up dynamic prayer warriors in Mary Kay. In August of 2018, I received a video of Executive Senior National Sales Director Stacey James leading a powerful prayer backstage at seminar. As a new National Sales Director attending her first summit, Stacey was so impressed with Mary Kay's opening the meeting in prayer, the sincerity of her prayer, and the way that she wove lessons for all them in her heartfelt words. Stacey experienced a depth and length of prayer to which she had never been exposed. When Stacey started with Mary Kay Incorporated, she believed in God, but she did not have a personal relationship with the Lord. Through the company, she was exposed to women who knew God intimately, and she wanted what they had. Stacey felt their conversations were anointed, and these women had learned to live their faith through Mary Kay. They had incorporated into their own careers Mary Kay's philosophies and principles: generosity, people helping people, and selflessness instead of selfishness. These women operated their business with a belief in God as their foundation, and they helped lead Stacey to Christ. Stacey grew up in a positive family. She'd read lots of popular books on the concept of being positive. But until she accepted Jesus, she didn't understand that these principles grew out of biblical teachings. Stacey saw that the desire to help other people was at the very core of everything Mary Kay did. Mary Kay built a company on the philosophy that a leader must help others to become successful. Stacey was not only impressed with Mary Kay's commitment to corporate prayer, but she also saw Mary Kay pray personally for those in need of comfort. At one of the leadership meetings that Stacey attended, she noticed Mary Kay approach a sales director backstage and lead her to a private area. Stacey watched as Mary Kay hugged this woman and prayed for her. She later learned that the sales director's husband, who was in the military, had been killed. Mary Kay wanted to be the one to tell this woman of the tragic news. She truly felt the sales directors were her Mary Kay daughters, and she took the responsibility to share the unthinkable. The lead executive national sales director, Jan Harris, became Stacey's mentor. Before they went to an appointment to present the marketing plan, Stacey remembered Dan praying, "If this is not for her, help us to be gracious and understand that. If this is for her, help her to open her heart and have us deliver what she needs to hear." Dan's attitude changed Stacey's own presentation and how she viewed her appointments. Stacey ultimately found that prayer is a big part of many Salesforce leaders' lives, and before major events, the national sales directors meet and pray over the event from start to finish. They have learned the importance of prayer through the National Sales Director Summits, where they pray not only at the beginning, but also together in small groups during the event. They pray for the company's direction and that they will be the light and torch and keep principles and cultures alive. Another notable Mary Kay prayer warrior is National Sales Director Kurt Gillespie. Kurt was brought up in a church with sound off.
Mary Kay prayer warrior, really? Oh yeah. Like, I'm sorry, like all of this, I don't know what this has to do with Mary Kay, with the actual selling of Mary Kay. These are all just feel-good stories. And to me, it all has an aspect of Mary Kay trying to, show how great she is by virtue signaling. Don't listen to me. I'm just an angry person in a basement.
But she never understood what a personal relationship with the Lord look like. In college, she attended a rally held by Josh McDowell. This event marked a turning point in her relationship with God. When she started her Mary Kay career, Kirk grew in her walk with the Lord. Although Mary Kay never preached, Kirk saw that Mary Kay and the other women she met through the company had a joy that she wanted. Mary Kay lived her faith so beautifully, Kirk said. One of my favorite memories was when PETA picketed outside the Mary Kay manufacturing building because, like most cosmetic companies at the time, the products were tested on animals. It was a hot Texas summer day, and Mary Kay took pink lemonade out to the protesters. She lived by the golden rule. Kurt decided that one way she could give back to the company was through prayer. So she started a group of national sales directors from around the country. They held a weekly conference call to pray for each other, people they know, the company, and issues they felt are important. As women have come in and out of this prayer group, Kirk has watched them grow spiritually. Others have learned about what they are doing and asked to join. Kirk has found that 6 to 8 members make up an ideal prayer group. Since her group is full, Kirk encouraged other Salesforce members to start their own prayer circles, hoping that her group is our prayer pockets all over the nation. Kathy Halou remembers Mary Kay praying for her specifically when she needed it. Kathy was 8 months pregnant when she was traveling to China with the top directors. Mary Kay and the key staff members as part of the reward for her achievements during the past year. Today, Kathy's amazed that her doctors even let her travel. But none of them said anything to make her think taking an international trip 8 months alone might not be a wise idea. Because she was a top sales director, Kathy had the privilege of sitting right next to Mary Kay Ash at dinner one night. The food they served was so strange to her, and she could not eat it. Kathy had some crackers in her purse, and Mary Kay noticed her nibbling on.
I don't like how it says the food is so strange. It just felt like a real dig at Beijing cuisine. If you don't know, Chinese food is broken up into so many different levels. You know, just research it yourself. I don't have time. But anyways, you know, I just kind of feel like a dig. But I do understand where, you know, you foreign foods and you're sick. Oh my God, I couldn't imagine doing that. Well, I was pregnant because I had the hypermesis, the same thing Princess Kate had. They called me Duchess. Let's get back.
Since Mary Kay had trouble eating the food herself, she leaned over and asked Kathy, "Aren't you going to share those with me?" Kathy told Mary Kay she wasn't ungrateful. She just couldn't get past some of the smells. And after the meal, a cake with flaming candles was delivered to their table in celebration of one of the sales directors' birthday. Mary Kay turned to Kathy and said, "Here's something we can eat." She received the first piece and then gestured to Kathy and said, "My friend over here needs the second piece." After dinner, Kathy was in her room getting ready for bed when she heard a knock on her door. She opened the door and there stood Mary Kay. She walked in and said, "I just want to see how you're doing and pray for you. I know you're not doing well." Mary Kay prayed everything would go well with Kathy's pregnancy, that she would not get sick and she'd make it through the trip, that she would trust God with her future. After the prayer, Mary Kay noticed that Kathy had been writing her newsletter for her unit. She asked Kathy if she could make a video for Kathy's group. With Kathy in her pajamas beside her, Mary Kay picked up the newsletter and called out the names of everyone being recognized. She congratulated their accomplishments and even set goals for others to reach the next level. Because of Mary Kay's commitment to the Lord and her presence drew many Christians to the company, and she was always encouragement to them. In one of the company newsletters, Terry Bearden, a member of the Mary Kay manufacturing management team, shared a story of the time he was asked to pray at a manufacturing safety recognition luncheon. After hearing his blessing, Mary Kay approached him and asked if she could go through the serving line with him. She expressed her appreciation for his prayer, and they talked about their shared faith. Later that year, Mary Kay invited Terry to give the prayer at the employee Christmas dinner party. In the mid-1980s, Wilda de Kirkland needed advice and direction. The economy was in a slump, and so was her business. Although she was the #1 sales director, Wilda felt like she was working in quicksand. Other Salesforce members felt the same way. Banks were giving loans to women to start their Mary Kay businesses, even banks who Wilda had done business with for a long time. Not knowing what to do, Wilda booked an appointment with Mary Kay in Dallas and shared with her the economic climate she faced. When Wilda started to cry, Mary Kay rose from her chair and told Wilda to stand up and lift her skirt above her knees. She said, "I see a little blood and a few scratches," Mary Kay said observantly. Then Mary Kay lifted her own skirt above her knees and said, "Look at these knees. Look at all the blood that's been there. Look at the gashes. But you know what? Here I am. I made it, and you certainly can too. Let's pray." She prayed, "Lord."
Look at my leg. Look at my beautiful leg. Do you see all the burn marks? Do you see all the gashes? Do you see how it's healing weird? Do you see it? Do you see it? sorry, the fact that she's, using a metaphorical thing, and I've got, like, I still have bacon grease stains from my hip all the way down right to my toes. And some areas are actually pretty bad. They're not, going back to the pigment, right? But I have to wait at least 2 years after the incident before I can go see my friend Janelle, who went from doing nails, now she's doing medical tattooing. Helping with the scars and stuff. Like, I actually feel really bad about this, so yeah, I'm gonna go to my best friend and have that fixed. She's not my best friend, but you get the nail person, you talk with them, you build a relationship, just like your hairdresser.
Well, we know we are not in control. We know the one who is in control. Then they prayed about Will's business and for the leaders and success of the company. And so I know that was a little bit of a long reading, but some of it, most of it, I've never heard some of those stories. And just how much Mary Kay has influenced just all of us and the top leaders in this company and how it's trickled down. So I'm going to share my screen with you again. Whoops. Okay, and so I want y'all to think, and you can put this in the chat if you want to. What was it, do y'all think, about Mary Kay and her faith that inspired other people? I want you to just type in, like after that the reading, I apologize if it's kind of lengthy, but what about it inspired others? And a couple of things that I thought of is that she was so genuine. Like the fact that she would go to Kathy's room on a top director trip and check on her, and just, and even like just to tell the woman who lost her husband to say, I'll do it.
I just feel that's like common courtesy. Like, do we really need to put her like on a pedestal? Yeah, she was nice and everything, but the way how they put her on some sort of pedestal right like underneath Jesus, it feels like kind of like switch her out for Jesus at times. I gotta really remember to breathe while talking.
I'll get her myself and do it. I mean, that's a hard thing, I felt like she truly cared for her directors, and she calls them her daughters. She was unselfish. She shined the light of Jesus wherever she went. She was faithful. She led by example. Others saw what she did and how she acted, and they followed suit. And she let God lead her and her company. And so some of the things you guys are saying, her authenticity, her life was her testimony. She genuinely cared. There's no judgment or selfish desires. She led by example. She was sensitive to others and always prayed for others. And she listened to the Holy Spirit. She was never too tall to stoop down and help others. So good. I mean, are you proud to be in a company that this is our founder? I mean, think of the stories. And I'm sure Mary Kay is not perfect. Nobody is. But honestly, there's so many things that she did that you're like, man, some of the stuff that you say, her words fetched her ashes. She trusted the Lord. And so, and it all shows that she really genuinely cared. And so, I had no idea either Latrice that Kathy and Stacy asked Mary Kay to ask them if they know Jesus. I mean, isn't that just amazing? And we've studied about Kathy and Stacy as well. So I think that's really cool. I found these pictures I just wanted to show you. And these are some of our national sales directors. This picture right here.
Oh God, it's the national sales directors when they had the Black series. I thought putting the sales directors in black was the worst thing ever because they kind of looked like funeral directors. I was still in Mary Kay at the time. And when I joined, purple was the thing for the directors. And I'm like, oh, purple! Because I love purple and pink and red. Because if you've heard my Mary Kay story, they got me on my red suit. I don't even know where that thing is, and I think I'd burn it now.
I don't know if you see my arrow, but this is Sue Jubal right here. Holding hands and praying. And these were before different leadership conference events. And so I thought it was so impressive just to see. I just wanted y'all to see that it's very true. I know y'all know it's true, but I wanted you to see our nationals and just what a great hands we're in with the leaders in our company. This is a little picture of my prayer sisters, and I just want to share this story. Since 2013, when I won my very first top director trip, I was asked by some top directors, Lisa and Horman kind of headed this one up, if I would be on a prayer call with them. And I said, well, when is it? And they said, well, it's gonna be every week. And I'm like, okay. I mean, I didn't really know what was going on. And so the middle one, it was like some of the original ones that are on the call: Barbie Harrison, Lisa Ann Harmon, Candace Overside, Susie Mueller, and Brenda Finner. And we every single week we would get together and pray. And we pray for the company, we pray for our unit, we pray for many of you and also things that are personal to us as well. This picture on the left, I mean on the right is a picture we all got together in Hawaii and we prayed. And so we're all happen to be there together. And the one on the left is someone on my new prayer.
It's kind of like the Monet prayer thing, but on steroids. That's what I think it is, personally.
But some of these are not in it anymore. But Lisa Ann and I, Terry Foley, she's a director that I met on Top Director Trip, Michelle Arms, and then also Susie and Ryan Reeves are on there. And so anyway, I've been doing this once a week since 2013. And you guys, that's a lot. That's almost 10 years. And just a thing that, and I would have never come up with this if someone in Mary Kay had not asked me to, and what a difference it's made in my life. And so I would encourage y'all to get a little prayer group. And just like, Kirk said, I mean, an ideal group is 6 to 8. And so, I have enough in my group, but, talk to each other and see if you can form a little group. You'll be so glad you did. And it's so comforting to know that there's people that you can trust that will sit there and pray with you and each and every week. And so I think that is pretty amazing, really. Okay, let me see. I wanted to, one of the questions in our workbook says, how would our company and you be different today if Mary Kay had not taken a bold stance? Mary Kay had not taken a bold stance to these values. And I think it would be very, very different today. It would not be the same company. You don't even know. It might even have closed. There's a lot of cosmetic companies that have closed in the last almost 60 years, right? And so I think it would have been a big difference. And then, it says, which of these values have really impacted you the most? And, I think both of them, the God first, family second, careers third, and also live and work by the golden rule. And I saw these two quotes. I thought they were really good because we're talking about inspiring others and being inspired. And the first one says, there's no need to be perfect to inspire others. Let others get inspired by how you deal with imperfections. And so I thought that was a really great quote, because if you think about the people that inspire you, most of the time is people that have overcome something and they have failed and have got back up, and so I want you to think about that. And then it says success isn't just about what you accomplish in your life, it's about what you inspire others to do as well. And so the next thing that I want to do is, hang on, somehow I put back a page. Okay, the next thing I want to do, Mary Kay also inspired others to reach for their big goals. And so I want to read just a short excerpt also from the book. And if you've got your book, this is the one on page 74. And this is on empowering others. It says, Mary Kay had a sixth sense for finding the right people for a job, giving them responsibility and let them execute the plan. She was never a micromanager. As someone who worked with her closely for 25 years, I saw firsthand this leadership quality of empowering others. Mary Kay generated a lot of ideas, but once she handed over a project to me or others on the support staff, she was confident we would get it done efficiently in the Mary Kay way. She never looked over our shoulders to see what we were doing. She never asked for progress reports. She never asked how we would accomplish a task. She simply believed in us. Photographer Barry McCoy began taking pictures for Mary Kay in 1987, primarily of Mary Kay and the new sales directors. The first time he did a photo shoot with Mary Kay, he took an array of proofs to the office so she could select the one she liked. Which one do you think is best? She asked him. When Barry pointed out the photo he preferred, Mary Kay replied, then why'd you show me all the others? You're the professional. I thought that was pretty awesome. One of the greatest examples of Mary Kay empowering others is as the way she passed the torch on to Mary Kay national sales directors. At every single opportunity, she told them that when she was no longer leading the company, it was up to them to continue the principles and the foundation she had established. After she passed away, this responsibility became a serious role for the Mary Kay national sales directors. And if you're new to the company, Mary Kay passed away in 2001. While they always had been exceptional leaders, they felt charged to be Mary Kay after her death. The Nationals became hostesses for Mary Kay events. They taught in her place. They took on her role of greeting the sales force and have literally become Mary Kay to these women. They embody Mary Kay's loving and caring attitude. They look people in the eyes. They encourage and they inspire. Mary Kay's commission to them was not just empty words. Mary Kay empowered the national sales directors to be her, and they have stepped up to this role. Motivating. When she was alive and running the company, Mary Kay motivated others through two ways, her example and enthusiasm. Today, she motivates others through her legacy and the example she left behind. She had a vision and she knew how to pull others into the vision. Kathy DeLuke, who we just talked about, recalls one of the trips that she was awarded. Kathy accompanied Mary Kay to a castle in Europe for the farewell dinner. The menus were printed on parchment paper with the date and the courses for the evening, and the attendees started to ask Mary Kay to sign the menus. She had a purple pen in her purse, and she signed one menu after the other. In the end, she had signed menus for everyone in the room. She was never able to even eat. When the line evaporated, Mary Kay turned to Kathy and said, "Where's your menu?" Kathy told Mary Kay she didn't need her to sign the menu because she had learned so much from watching her interact with people. Mary Kay insisted, and on Kathy's menu she wrote, "I believe that you will be the first Mary Kay sales director to break the $2 million barrier. I know you can do it." That's in a unit sales for the year. Mary Kay sales director Cheryl Steinman watched this exchange, and she remarked to Kathy afterwards, "I saw what Mary Kay wrote on your paper, and I think you will too." Kathy framed the menu, hung it on her wall, and sometimes carried it to motivate herself and her unit. By the next seminar, guess what? She broke the company record as her unit exceeded $2 million in retail sales. She told Mary Kay, "Because you planted the seeds inside of me, I was able to reach this goal." I thought that was a beautiful story. And so, Mary Kay inspired others by empowering others and through her example and enthusiasm. And so, let me jump back over here a second. I found this quote from Mary Kay. It says, "I've often said that we're doing something far more important than just selling cosmetics. We're changing lives." So those are the two things, like her example and her enthusiasm, what was such an inspiration to everyone who heard her speak. And this is a little quote I found. It says, "If your actions inspire others to dream more, learn more, and do more, and become more, you are a leader." That's from John Quincy Adams. And then Mary Kay says, "Every one of us has the power to inspire others as well as being inspired." And so I want to just ask you on here, the question was, how can you be more intentional about inspiring others through your business interactions? So what do you guys think about that? How can you be more intentional to inspire others through your business interactions? If y'all can kind of think about that, and I'm going to come to the directors and then just think about that question, but you can also write in the chat as well. And the thing about it is, it's like if someone makes you do something, someone tells you to do something, that's one thing, right? You do it because they make you, or, you have to do it. But Mary Kay, we are not employed by Mary Kay Cosmetics. We're all self-employed. So no one can really tell us what to do. Isn't that right? No one can really tell us what to do. We, like as a director, we cannot make our consultants do anything. Sometimes I wish I could make them, but we really can't. We cannot make them. But like when you do something because someone else inspired you to do something, and you can think of other areas in your life that you have been inspired to do something, and it could be as something as simple as exercising or cutting your hair, or changing up your wardrobe a little bit. It could be taking a trip or taking on a new hobby or something. Someone says, you see them do it, and they're like, and then you think, all right, I'm going to do it. I'm going to try. It could even be like an adventure, like zip lining. You see somebody else do it, right? And so that's when people have inspired you is so much more powerful than someone bullying you into doing something, guilting you into doing something, trying to make you do something, right? Nobody really wants to be told what to do, right? Am I right? Like, that's probably the thing people don't like about having a boss, is someone telling you what to do, right? I mean, your mama told what you do, but she deserved that. She earned that right when she gave birth to you. You had to listen to your mama, right? But really, our job is to be an inspiration, right? To our team, to our customers, as sales directors, to our unit, and to live. And the way Mary Kay did it is she led by example, right? And so some of the comments I'm seeing also is be to others what you want done to you. Make others feel special. Be a woman who has a word, leading by example. A woman of your word. We said it, wow, woman. The confidence you have in the products, showing your products to other people, also is an inspiration. Don't take for granted the opportunity or stage we're on to help other women with this opportunity. And I agree with that because it can be so impactful. Well, the Bible verse for this week is it's from Matthew 15:28, and it says, "Jesus answered her, 'O woman, great is your faith. Be it done for you as you desire.' And her daughter was healed instantly." So when a woman came and asked Jesus to heal her daughter, and says, "I know if you just say the word, she will be." And this is what he said back to her. I love that verse. I want to kind of wrap it up with this. And this was something that Karen put in the back of the workbook of the Boss Babe, this Boss Babe series.
Okay, we still have 20 minutes. Just figured when she said we're going to wrap this up, it was going to be done.
Okay, and so since I want to share with you an amazing story about Mary Kay Ash and her legacy from Pass It On. And so let me read you this last little reading on here because it was really good. Okay, hang on just a second. And then we'll read this. So this is a page from page 177. It says, in thinking about all the lives Mary Kay touched since the company was founded in 1963, I'm reminded of a very special birthday gift Mary Kay received after her stroke. In early 2000, the Mary Kay video department produced a film to promote the launch of the Time-Wise skincare line. In one scene, a woman opens a floral box, and instead of roses, butterflies emerge and flutter all around her. Y'all may remember that, those of you that were in 2000. One of the beauty consultants attending a career conference that year wanted to recreate this experience for Mary Kay. Now, keep in mind, this was the year 2000, and Mary Kay passed away the next year, so she was unable to speak since her stroke. Mary Kay found, so this woman, the beauty consultant, wanted to recreate this experience for Mary Kay. She found a company that would send butterflies through the mail. Coordinating this gift was not an easy task because the butterflies had to be opened within a certain time frame. Nancy Thompson and I worked together to make this unusual gift a surprise for Mary Kay. Nancy took Mary Kay to a dental appointment, leaving a note for the UPS driver to leave the package at the door. When Nancy and Mary Kay returned to her home, they found a note stating that the box could not be delivered without a signature. Nancy immediately called UPS, and the dispatcher was amazed. That package is for the Mary Kay Ash? Nancy confirmed that yes, it was, and the driver was back there in 30 minutes with a flat box marked on all sides with the phrase, "Do not crush." Mary Kay's birthday guest arrived, and Mary Kay left the package for Bob Knight, a member of the security team, to handle. He, intrigued by the mysterious box, and he was concerned for Mary Kay's safety, he cautiously opened the package to find dozens of small white packets. When he unfolded one, a butterfly started to move and then emerged onto his hand. He then had a nurse bring Mary Kay out to the terrace. Now, I want you to think about this. This is in May. This would have been in May 2000 or is it in May 2001? Okay, I'm not sure. Probably May 2001 because they launched the Time-Wise in a seminar in 2000. So this literally could have been just like 6 months before Mary Kay passed away. Anyway, it says, as Bob recalled, each butterfly lingered on Mary Kay's face and clothes for a few minutes before flying off. And then I would open a few more packets, Bob remembers. Nearly all of the butterflies stayed right there in her yard, which led to a lake behind her house. It was a moving sight to see so many butterflies filling our view. Reflecting in the water, we could tell Mary Kay felt peaceful and at ease with them resting on her. She had a big smile on her face the whole time. Now I'm getting choked up. Okay. You know what it is when you know Mary Kay, you knew her. You don't just see her doing this.
Oh my god, this woman is actually tearing up about this story. I'm like, hashtag that happened.
Okay. Anybody else got this book that's on this call? I can read the rest of it. Okay. Get it together, Clayton. All right. Those of us who've been influenced by Mary Kay. Okay. Hang on a minute, people. Let's just share the screen. We're going to go back to the Bible verse or something. Let's go to the 6-week, 9-week goal, and I'll come back to this point. Oh, my God. Okay, listen. The 9-week goal, we're going to come right back to what I was reading. The 9-week goal is to attend at least 6 of the 9 Boss Babe calls. Some of you have done all 9. I'm so proud of you. You got to put it in the chat if you've done all 9. It accomplishes at least 3 of the following goals. Okay, 1 is to be a Power by Think winner in January by ordering a 600. 2 is to be a Power by Think winner in February by ordering a 600. 3 is to pin for at least 30 women, virtual or in-person appointments from January 1st to February 28th. And then number 4 is to have 1 new team member. So if you did 3 out of 4, you have to let us know. And we're so proud of you, if you did that. It's so amazing, okay? Let me see if I can get back. Hang on 1 second, ladies. Okay. Can everybody still see that screen? Maybe not, huh? Y'all looking at me on the screen. You're looking at me, right? Okay. That's okay, because I need to finish reading this little book. I'm good. All right. So, butterflies. Butterflies. Okay. Back to the butterflies. It says, those of us who've been influenced by Mary Kay are like those butterflies. We land in the world. We landed in her world. We were blessed by her warmth and now have flown on to new opportunities. However, a part of her will always remain in our lives. More than half a century after Mary Kay founded her business, the principles and philosophies she espoused are carried on in the hearts of thousands of Mary Kay employees, retirees, and current Mary Kay beauty consultants. She didn't just plant a career in their heart. She planted hope, opportunity, for growth, and a better way of life for their family. Mary Kay can also be happy that the company she found.
Lily has wet paws, and I'm not happy about it. Let me know in the chat if your cat also does this thing. Like, Lily drinks water with her paws. Like, she just... It's interesting. Well, the other cats don't do it. Not even her kids.
Continue spreading this philosophy around the world, and that the Mary Kay Foundation is solid and secure. Even though Mary Kay is no longer on earth to see the results, her legacy lives on through the many women who never even heard her speak, who never even met her, who even never caught a glimpse of her, but have incorporated her teaching into their lives. Mary Kay Incorporated has found young new leaders who have wholeheartedly adopted her philosophy. I made it. I'm sorry. Just that whole vision. I couldn't do it. Okay. Okay. So let's read this legacy. How you can be a legacy. Okay. Whoops. Okay. Excuse me as we ponder through the last 9. The last 9 things. Just the last 9 weeks. If you missed any of them, and you can read fast, you just saw them all. Okay. Okay. So this is, you probably can't read this, but I wanted to have it here so I can read it. So this is from Karen Rattle. And Karen, by the way, is like this close to finishing her national qualification. Like literally this close. She said, I think we can all agree that Mary Kay Ash impacted so many lives. Aren't you grateful that her legacy is alive and well and lives on today through boss babes like you and me? For your homework, now this is the challenge, you guys. And no one's going to check up on you if you do or don't do this. But I would highly suggest it. And for your challenge, as we wrap up this boss babe series, take some time to write 2 special letters. The first is a letter that you're going to write to Mary Kay Ash, sharing your commitment to keep her legacy alive. Tell her what's important to you about what she started. Consider this thought. The only way many people will know Mary Kay Ash is through you and me and the way we build our business and follow her example. This is a huge responsibility and one we shouldn't take lightly. Mary Kay is counting on us to protect what makes us so unique. Write this letter. Keep it somewhere special so you can read it from time to time to remind yourself of your commitment to Mary Kay. And second, I'm going to ask you to write a letter to yourself. A boss babe pledge, if you will. What is your commitment to the world around you as a boss babe businesswoman? You can't impact many lives with your Mary Kay business and your leadership. You can impact many lives with your Mary Kay business and your leadership when you believe big. What do you believe you can do when you commit to being your very best? It all begins right there with what you believe. God placed you in Mary Kay for a purpose. It is great that we have a business that helps us provide for our families and make dreams come true. But it's so much more than that. This business gives you a platform to inspire and change lives. What do you believe? What do you believe you are to do as a boss babe in Mary Kay this new year? Write in detail your commitment to yourself. What traits will you develop? What will you believe for yourself? How will you encourage others? How will you show up in your business this year? Write your pledge and hang it somewhere special to remind yourself of what God is calling you to do with your business in 2022. After you write it, finish your pledge with this declaration. I believe I can, so I will do all of this and more. You got this, boss babe friend. Be enthusiastic, disciplined, willing, and determined. Serve and appreciate the people around you. Blaze trails that challenge you to trust God in a huge way. Stay true to what matters to you, and most of all, inspire people around you by the way you live and the way you love. So that completes our boss babe call. And I think it completed on a great note when we just think about everything Mary Kay has done for us and how she led her life and let the Lord, let the Lord guide her. And so I'm so proud to be in Mary Kay. I really am, as y'all can tell. So, thank y'all, all of you that got on every single week. I'm looking at all the messages. Thank you. Come and say that. I know most of you did because I saw you every week. And if you missed any, they're all recorded. And you can go back and watch any if you would like to. And if you need the workbook, let me just say, you can go to my YouTube channel and then go back to week number 1. And in the description is a link for the workbook. So just in case you're just getting in or you're like, I'd like to have that workbook, there's a link for that. And you can just print it right out. As a matter of fact, in the back of this workbook that she had us do, there's a place. It even has a blank piece of paper that says, my boss pledge to myself, a place for you to write it. Okay, so that's what I got tonight. As part of a Mary Kay announcement, let me just say that the quarter ends next Tuesday, the 15th. And so lots of you are very, very close. There's many people that have sold $1,000 the week before a star quarter to finish. Many people. And so I believe you can do that too. I also believe if you're already a star, you can be a bigger level than what you are right now. So if you're a Saturday, you're already finished, why don't you either see if you can sell enough to be a Ruby this time, or what about a new team member so you can bump up 600 points, right? So I know we're going to have a bunch of stars to celebrate. And our next call will be on the 13th, and we'll be starting something new. I'll let you know what it is. But I would love to just unmute some of the sales directors if anything that you would like to add to this. And the one I'm looking at is my friend Sayla. So I'll just do Sayla first. Anything that you would like to say.
Hey everybody. Cleta, you truly have the heart of Mary Kay Ash. I think everybody on the call would agree that every single thing that you read about Mary Kay is you personified. And so we thank you and we love you. And as far as the call tonight, I think Mary Kay, and I said it last week, yes, she put God first, family second, and career third. And she totally believed in others, totally. And she was willing to walk beside them, pray with them, get her knees bloody with them. She just never gave up on people. And not that it was easy, but she just had that eternal hope that the Lord would make a way, which He always does. And we just thank you for an awesome Boss Babe series on the original Boss Babe, Mary Kay.
Well, thank you. Thank you, Ronald, for coming up with the idea. And we ran with it. So thank you so much. Thank you so much, Taylor. Okay, Latrice, you want to pop on here? You got to unmute yourself.
Got to unmute. I did tell me everything Taylor said. And you have taken so much time to develop all these. I know Karen did the actual workbook, but still, you put a lot of time. And thank you so much for that. And just everything. Y'all, we should all be just on our knees thanking Mary Kay Ash in heaven for creating this business. It's just incredible. And that there's so many women out there, y'all, that don't even have a clue. Don't have a clue about who we are and what we do, But such an inspiration. I love what you said, that prayer she was praying. Lord, we know who is not in control and who is in control. I love that. So anyway, thank you for all these. Awesome.
I love Trotsky, but he leaves for everywhere. And somehow my brushes always collect so much cat fur. So it's always like makeup a la Trotsky. I do love him. But he attacked me today when it was bow tie changing. He wanted the new the other bow tie that he likes more. And then when I changed them, he kind of attacked me. Let's just get on with this.
You'll type that out, like put it right there, like above our computer.
I think so too.
Every day, because we all need it, right?
You're right. Yes.
Thank you so much, girl. Okay, Miss Maureen.
Well, hey, Cleta, I said everything Sayla said, everything Latrice said. These Sunday night calls are just amazing, and just listening to you talk about Mary Kay Ash. I didn't get to meet Mary Kay Ash, and you did. So you are my Mary Kay Ash, and I'm so grateful for every single solitary Sunday night. And I'm gonna flip it around and pay it forward so that I can help other people like you help everybody. And it's such an opportunity and an honor to just learn more so that we can all be the best that we can be, the way Mary Kay Ash believed that we can be, so that we can lead other people to Jesus. I mean, my goodness, we'll fill up the heavens with Mary Kay consultants and directors, right? Mm-hmm. So thank you for being our fearless leader. You are such a blessing.
Oh, thank you. And I think that's what does make Mary Kay. I know that's what makes us different in Mary Kay than other companies. I guarantee you, other cosmetic companies, they're not doing calls and talking about prayer meetings. I guarantee you, we're the only ones,
No, because it's more focused on the actual product, or at least trying to recruit. These are weird. Why are we talking about religion?
And some of you may be kind of newer to your faith and think this is a little much, but we just want you to know who our founder was, so you know a little bit more about our Mary Kay, and it will make things make more sense to you later as you mature in Mary Kay and you get rolling it. No, that's a new consultant on here. So thank you so much, Maureen. And your table is beautiful today for your bridal show. I want to say that.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, let's see over here. Good to see everybody. I'm just flipping him. Okay, is there any other directors that are live on here that would like to say something? I think so. Okay, then I think we're just going to wrap it up. And yes, we have big weeks ahead of us, right? We've got one week behind us in March. We had a big February. And so sometimes you get started a little slow that next month. Sometimes you get a kickoff. But we really got to start like pouring the juice on, because you're going to blink and the month's going to be over, because we have career conference coming. And let me just say that, to my knowledge, there's not a career conference that is sold out. So you can register on site for $120. And so, of course, the virtual option, I am not positive, but I believe that still could be open.
I think at this time when they were doing career conference, when I was in, it was like $60. But still, I was like, you know what? I make twice that much if I go to work that day.
And if you're a new consultant to sign up since March 1st, you can still go for the normal price of $110. All right. So it's going to be phenomenal. We're going to learn so much. We have so much to talk about when we get done with our career conferences. And I'm sure that it'll be like different, because several of us are going to a lot of different places. So that'll be a lot of fun. But finish your star, get to career conference, get your unit meetings this week, and how about let's book some parties and book some sharing appointments. You know, that's really what we need to do. Share the products. Because you guys, sharing the products, we have to have something to sell, right? I mean, like, you want to share all this stuff, but you got to sell some products to get people in the company. They've got to like what we sell. And we have an awesome product. So let's don't be shy about sharing our products with our friends, okay? And with people that we meet, all right? Okay. Stephanie created a beautiful table. She is very talented. Thank you, Maureen. Way to go, Stephanie DeMar. Give her a shout out. Okay, well, thanks, everybody. I'm going to go ahead and start. Stop, are you?
Well, that seems to be it. That was a lot of Jesus and Mary Kate. I actually could not believe how much that was. I feel a little overloaded. I also feel like I need a haircut. But let me know what you guys thought. I'm like, wow, like, oh my God, you're my new Mary Kay. We need to fill the heavens with Mary Kay consultants. That was weird. I really think that was weird. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next one. We finally got through it. Let me know if you actually watched all 9 weeks. I'd give you a cookie, but I don't think that'd be possible. Congratulations, you've got through it. You are in, like, Mary Kay awesome rank, whatever the frack she said. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.